What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So I want to talk on why we're going up as much as we are, what the data behind the scenes is all saying, whether this is a legitimate rally or just another pump and dump. I'm going to explain what the data is saying, and outside of that, why Lucid is a very good candidate for a short squeeze, and I'm going to explain why. But before I get into any of that, making sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe is always greatly appreciated. With that, let's get right to it. Live ticker is at the very bottom of the screen, currently up 9.6%. And you read that right, 9.6%, very good day for Lucid, 13.8 million for volume. So today, most likely, we're going to go over our average, which is always a good sign, and 1.2 million shares being purchased by institutions on the secondary market. And I've really noticed this, and I've talked on this over the last couple update videos. Institutions have been really getting back into Lucid, purchasing both significantly, in fact, on the secondary market and also the dark pool. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. But when it comes to it, though, we are up largely because of job vacancies did plummet, which is always a very strong indicator for the broader market. Outside of that, technicals, which I have been mentioning over the last couple of videos, and also news about Rivian. So interestingly enough, news that came out yesterday about Tesla saying that they delivered 343,000 vehicles in the third quarter, a little bit lower than the expectation. That's basically what prompted a lot of the sell-off with Lucid yesterday. But oddly enough, today, Rivian, which is a little bit more of on a similar comparison level to Lucid, especially considering they both started on the deliveries the exact same month, exact same year. They just came out with their Q3 production, and it was at 6,500. So 6,500 deliveries, 7,300 for produced. Definitely very exciting news coming for that. So that gives a little bit more optimism for Lucid as far as Q3 and our delivery numbers. I did do a video hypothetically around the 3,200 is what we could expect. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. But even outside of that though, Rivian did have 2,500 in Q1 and 4,400 in Q2. On a percentage increase basis, Lucid is increasing on a quarter by quarter basis more so than even Rivian. So I think Rivian is getting a lot of the news because they technically took over a pre-existing facility. So they're able to produce a lot more vehicles than Lucid, for instance. But on a growth quarter by quarter rate, Lucid is outdoing that. So that's one thing that could definitely benefit Lucid in their Q3 earnings, is a nice, good surprise. And as I've always said in the past, typically when there is a short squeeze, you need a very good surprise. And in reality, having a very good Q3 earnings is one very good catalyst. Outside of that though, technicals. So I do have the 50, 100, 200-day moving averages, Bollinger Bands, RSI, stochastic, and momentum. So a lot of analysts have been calling for a market-wide rally because of the oversold status, not necessarily just on Lucid, but the broader market. So stochastic is at 19. There is a deviation starting to occur. Black line above the red showing a nice bullish trend is wanting to form. Momentum number of retail investors is going up today. RSI is currently at 50, and on the actual chart, we are successfully transitioning from the lower to the higher percentile of the Bollinger Band, which is aiding in, if you are a big fan of Elliott Wave, it's aiding in this new price prediction. So assuming everything, it is projecting for us to go in the short term, I guess I should clarify, to 1603 to 1628. So let me know your thoughts on that. I do have a link to Interactive Brokers in the comments below and also the description. So click on the link, play around. It does have a lot of good information, such as analyst ratings and also technicals and various other things. So let me know your thoughts on all of that and definitely pop over there. It's a good tool to use. But when it comes to it though, a lot of people want to know, is Lucid ever going to go through a squeeze? So I'm just going to break that down. As of right now, the short score is at 87. So the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening. And then as of right now, there's currently $1.93 billion worth of shorts out there. So there's a good chance that a squeeze could happen. Like I've always said, in order for a squeeze to occur, you need a surprise catalyst. And this upcoming Q3 earnings could be that big catalyst. But as of right now, they are decreasing. So they are returning 1.32 million shares. But despite that though, the short interest is still relatively high. So 22.88 is the short interest. So this is where a lot of people are talking about a short squeeze, because 135.55 million shares are out there. So this is where you get that 1.93 million. So in reality, if we do have that good catalyst, then yeah, you never know. We could go up very, very fast and very, very aggressively. But even outside of that though, I think Lucid does like to just do what it wants as far as PR. And in reality, that could mean a nice possible good catalyst, because also historically historically, I don't know if a lot of you guys remember a lot of this kind of fun stuff, but typically 1 week before their actual earnings, they like to give out a good piece of news. So 1 week before the Q2 earnings, they came out saying that 100,000 vehicles or up to 100,000 vehicles were going to be purchased by the Saudi Arabia government. I'm sure a lot of you guys remember that. There was also a piece of news that came out Saudi Arabia related right before the Q1. And so in reality, that seems to be Lucid's thing. So 1 week before their actual earnings, or give or take around that, they do have a very good catalyst. So that back to back with the new round of 13Fs and also the actual Q3 earnings, we could have a very good squeeze on our hands. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. But with all that, I appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe, as always greatly appreciated. If you do like my channel, want to support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. Actually, sorry, one last thing I just wanted to mention. I have seen some comments going back and forth. As of right now, Q3 earnings have not been announced. So we don't know tentatively the date. There's a lot of estimates out there, but officially we do not know until Lucid comes out, which they like to give around 2 weeks courtesy notice to investors. So as of right now, we do not know Q3 earnings. So just wanted to say that out there. But with all that, I appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.